Cody Rhodes taught me the value of doing the work. There's not a person in AEW besides Tony Khan himself who has done more actual work than me. Like making sure Cody's coffee's hot or his t-shirt's cut the right way. The only way to get out of this man's shadow is next week in the middle of that ring, we have ourselves an exhibition.
I will gladly accommodate you, accommodate the Nightmare family, the Nightmare Factory, all these fans. You can have your exhibition match. Matter of fact, Arn Anderson will be the referee.
QT cannot out-wrestle Cody Rhodes.
Oh, what the hell?
Good God almighty, are you kidding me? What the hell are you thinking?
The initial attack on Cody wasn't something that just happened overnight. You wanted to hire me as your assistant when I was more than capable of not only being a wrestler, but being one of the best wrestlers in AEW.
QT is a great wrestler. He didn't have to do what he did with me to prove that he was a great wrestler. And the only reason he didn't swing that chair is because Red Velvet asked him not to. So I could not be sitting having this conversation had that happened.
He's going to put him in the oh my God! He knocked him right out!
QT was able to get the last laugh when it came to me looking up at the lights. He's the one who pinned me right in the middle of the ring, whether he had help or not.
I pinned the American Nightmare Cody in the middle of the ring, all by myself.
And when AEW goes back on the road in Miami on July 7th, Cody, I want a full house because I want to whoop your ass. I don't mean metaphorically, I mean literally whip your ass in a South Beach strap match.
Let's do a strap match right now. Let's do a strap match right now.
This match isn't so much about the strap itself and me whipping QT, which is something you'll see. It's about touching the four corners, dragging your opponent from one corner to the next, and that's how you win the match ultimately, is by touching without breaking it up the four corners. And that's a match I've never done, but I have been in a dog collar match. I understand the leveraging that's involved with having yourself attached.
It's all gonna be worth it every time I crack that whip across your back and I see the blood start to trickle out. I see the sweat pour into the cuts and the agony on your face, those pearly whites shining through as you, ow, ow.
He's gonna need to feel it, because perhaps feeling it, whether it's a strap across the back, strap across the chest, or one straight across the face, without feeling it, I don't think you really know what you asked for, because this is his match.
When Cody was whipped in the middle of an AEW ring on Dynamite by MJF and Wardlow, it was by far one of my favorite moments. Every time that leather belt smacked across Cody's back, my smile became bigger and bigger, because he was finally getting something that he really deserved. Cody, the difference is I'm not gonna stop at just 10. Every whip, every lash, for every email, for every cup of coffee.
I wish this could be one of those scenarios where whipping each other half to death would all of a sudden, we'd be bonded by battle in that sense, but we won't. He crossed the line that I don't think he can come back from. We're not gonna leave this thanking each other on Twitter for the great match, and gosh, can't wait to do it again, brother. This is the end.
This will not end until I have your spot. And I'm not just talking about your in-ring spot, Cody. I'm talking about the EVP chair. Hell, I might go to Hollywood and sit next to Snoop Dogg and be part of Go Big Show. Cody, I don't like you.
I am very aware that he doesn't necessarily have an off switch. I am very aware that he is going for blood. This will be nasty, this will be violent.
We've done this dance, I don't know, multiple times. And there's nothing more I can say about the Bucks that I haven't said before. And there's nothing more I can say about Kenny, about the Good Brothers, about Don, about Brandon Cutler and Nakazawa. But now it's a street fight.
Penta and Kingston, they've beaten the Young Bucks once. The only team to do so in nearly a year. Can they do it a second time and win the AEW World Tag Team Championship?
Currently, we're the longest reigning AEW Tag Team Champions in company history. You know what's made this run even more special? The aggression that we have brought out on our opponents. We don't only beat you, we hurt you.
Look, Bucks, I'm not gonna sit here and say, you guys don't know how to street fighting, because you do. I've seen it. Unlike many people in the locker room, I know you guys. I've seen you guys.
It's time to go to war. It's time to go to war. It's time to go to war. It's time to go to war.
Yeah, you said I was a mid-card indie jobber. You just shook hands and walked by. That's fine, but I kept studying because I knew in my mind one day, with whoever I team up with, I was gonna be in there with you. The cream always rises to the top, don't it?
They said I couldn't take it, I'm the lion in the jungle. I got soul, you can hear it in a pose. Drop the mic and put you in a sleeper hole.
Eddie Kingston and Penta, you're not even a real tag team. You're like these two singles wrestlers we just threw and said, oh, this is the team.
In this street fight, it's about taking things to you that you hold dear. Those World Tag Team Championships, that's what you hold dear. Not the fame, not your sneakers and your money and all that. No. See, you just do that as a ploy.
You guys know why we're gonna beat you. It's simple. We're EVPs. Extremely violent people.
Finally, we're back on the road. First time I'm on the road with AEW, and it's in a street fight. You think I'm not happy about that? You think that doesn't get me going a little bit? Because in a street fight, we're gonna bust you up. But more importantly, we're taking those tag team titles from you. And then we'll see if you can bounce back from that.
FTR. A lot of people have said it, and after being in the ring with them, I believe it. We're cut from the same cloth.
There's a lot of similarities and a lot of comparisons between Proud and Powerful and FTR, okay? We both grew up in poverty. All right, we both had to fight on the streets.
They just happen to be from North Carolina, from the South, and we happen to be from up north, New York City.
I'm not gonna knock Santana and Ortiz because they are good. They're very good. And they did scratch and claw and fight their way to AEW. They've earned everything they have, but right now, right here, they are exactly what we said they were. They're a couple of neutered lapdogs, and that's it. They got here, they got a little money in their pocket, they got a little yellow streak down their spine, and they do whatever Chris says, and that's okay, because they're scared of being poor again. They're scared of being back on the streets. They're scared of doing things they've done before, but the thing is, we never lost that.
I see that fire in them. I see that tenacity in them, and that's what makes me want to take them down even that much more. There can only be one team, and you best believe it's Santana and Ortiz.
My problem isn't with Jake Hager. My problem is with this facade that surrounds him, this made-up thing that people think he is.
Wardlow is fast, Wardlow is strong, Wardlow is aggressive. But just like anyone else, Wardlow is just a man. That means he has weakness.
How fast was that? Wardlow almost looked defenseless there.
The whole time I was in the inner circle, I had to hear Chris Jericho repeatedly say, oh, Jake Hager, he's legit. He's the real deal. He's a real MMA fighter. He's a real fighter. He's legit. Over and over and over again. And I knew Jericho deep down was taking jabs at me.
Jake Hager and Wardlow hold one victory over each other, and Tony, I would love to see a rubber match.
Since I knew you might try to do this, I got my boys waiting in the back. Come on out here. Obviously, you don't know who you're dealing with.
The ambush tactics of the Pinnacle continue!
Man, I bet you're tired of seeing us. Because every time you see us, one of two things happens. One, you get your ass whooped. Two,
get your ass whooped.
So what's gonna happen next, huh?
The spike pile driver delivered to Conan by FTR!
FTR, y'all decided to get y'all hands dirty. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to get our hands even dirtier. So when we finally meet head to head and shut it down in Miami, y'all better bring all the fight that you can. And since y'all wanna have your little snake Tully in your corner, best believe we're gonna have our dog in ours. el bárbaro, vas a regresar a su casa hasta la muerte y después. You messed up.